How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you are new to this channel, the reason why we do this, you maybe had maybe you had a stressful day, and you want to come and watch this video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. So here it comes. Don't accept any friend requests from Taco Bell. They are not your friend. Pretty corny, right? So anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is Ideanomics IDEX. So they had some news that came out recently that I want to share with you, and I feel that a lot of shareholders will actually feel like, you know what, this is actually great to hear. So they had some recent changes in management, and one of the things that I love seeing about this and knowing about this to be exact is that, hey, this particular person that they put in actually has experience in the EV sector and also has a proven track record of success. And most importantly, they're going to be in charge because they're going to be the CRO, so the Chief Revenue Officer. But before we get into all that details, I'll give you guys my thoughts and break that down and how I feel it could be beneficial for IDEX. But before we actually get into it, we're going to be going over the technical analysis, and then we're also going to be going over the article, or the press release we should call it, that was on Yahoo Finance that goes over who they ended up choosing and so forth. And then I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Let's get into it. All right, so we're now on fintel.io for Ideanomics IDEX. We want to see what the institutions have been doing as of late. So in total, IDEX has 77 institutional owners, and let's scroll down the page. And as you know already, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So if we take a look at what's going on, especially if we go forward from where we are at March the 1st, so March the 1st, and even going to as latest as April the 6th, which was yesterday, we had Carroll Finance's associates open up a new position, showing interest in IDEX. And if we go back here, starting from March the 1st, we have Blackstone Alternative Investment Funds opening a position as well. And if we take a look in between, there's some other institutions that have been actually showing some interest, especially one of those most notably being Vanguard. And we can also go back and take a look at what's been going down in regards to the month of February. We still have some institutional interest as well. Some institutions have opened up some new positions. One of them being, and very well known, is JP Morgan and Chase. And also you can see here, but again, they put in a put position, Citadel. And we also have Two Sigma Securities. And we have Royal Bank of Canada, which is very popular over here in Canada as well. So we definitely do see institutions are showing some interest in IDEX. Even as I scroll back even further and we go on from February the 11th, hey, there's definitely has been some interest as of late, and it's looking good for the most part, which is one of the things we want to see, especially if you are a shareholder. So now if we take a look at the short interest, we want to take a look at the short volume ratio. What is the short squeeze potential for IDEX? So when we take a look at the short volume ratio, it's right around 16%. So again, anything above 21% increases the likelihood of seeing some short squeeze potential. And since it's below that, we're not actually going to be seeing anything like that. But that's nothing bad at all as well. If we take a look at the short shares availability, it is around 200,000, not too bad. And like I said, it having this type of short interest is not a bad thing. Just shows that the overall sentiment for IDEX is actually pretty good. If we take a look at the short borrow free rate, it's right here at 5.5%. And if we took a look at the history of IDEX's short volume ratio, it being here at 16, it was a lot higher in the past, even being as high as 29% back on April the 1st. So it's definitely has gone down. And these are some things that we definitely like to see. And I hope you guys found this helpful and now you're updated. All right, we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Ideanomics. So we ended up seeing a low on the day of $2.99, but it ended up closing the day at $3.03 and being down 3.19% on the day. But we did end up seeing a high of $3.24, which was of course during the early parts of the trading session before the market literally started saying, you know what, hold my beer. But anyway, so what we want to take a look at are some possible support levels in case it decides to pull back even further. So a next level, and you know what, we've actually done a great job actually holding it up, is right here at $3. The fact that it closed at $3.03, that is definitely good to see, and we could definitely look forward to seeing it actually be more comfortable above 3 and start making those moves back to the upside, as you could see here previously. Now, the next level of support, let's say for example this $3 level ends up breaking. Then the next area you want to look out for is around $2.95. If that area ends up breaking, then the next level will be around $2.88, and then the next level is $2.80, and then the next level would be $2.70. So I don't see it pulling back no further than $2.70 unless some catastrophic news ends up coming out, because so far Ideanomics has been doing a very, very great job holding down this $3 range. As you can see, the low of the day was only $2.99, and this was on a day where, you know what, a lot of tech stocks got hit pretty badly. But if it did end up getting past this $3 level, again, look out for this area right here around $2.95. You can call that $2.93, right where we have the 200 day. So again, I still would see it bouncing off that particular area. So I'm still pretty bullish on Ideanomics. But one thing that I want to see is it actually getting back into that $3.10 area. So this is definitely a clear area of resistance. And once we're able to get past this area, as you can see here, make that move to 315. And after the 315, the next level to look forward to would definitely be here around 320. We did touch 324, but if we ended up getting past 324 with a lot of momentum, next move up is right here at 331. Now, what we want to take a look at is a long-term area of resistance for Ideanomics. So we'll take a look at the 3-month chart. So if we take a look here, I definitely want to see Ideanomics be able to pass $3.88 within the next 2 months. That is definitely what I'm looking forward to, because if it could pass the $3.80 level within the next 2 months, then we could see that strong push to 4 and then make that move very quickly to 450. Again, Ideanomics are one of those stocks when there's a lot of volume and there's a lot of demand, we can get some very serious price action. And as far as pullbacks, I covered it before when we were looking at the previous chart. Like I said, if it does pull back to this, let's say for example, as you can see here at $2.50, if it pulls back there, you already can see right from the 3-month that these are buying opportunities. But like I was saying previously, I really don't see it going below that $2.70 area. But if I'm wrong, hey, take advantage of those opportunities. So we're now on Yahoo Finance, and we're going to take a look at the most recent article that came out for Ideanomics. So Ideanomics appoints Kristen Helsel Chief Revenue Officer. So Ideanomics, a global company focused on driving the adoption of commercial electric vehicles and associated energy consumption, is pleased to announce the appointment of Kristen Helsel as Chief Revenue Officer. Kristen will be instrumental in driving the company's hyper-growth performance strategy and alignment of the organization's revenue-generating departments. Kristen has a proven track record for growing revenues in both the automotive and energy management industries, as well as building and leading high-performing sales teams. We are excited to bring someone on board with experience at the intersection between automotive and energy, and that is essential to successful EV adoption. Kristen joins Ideanomics at an important time when we are poised for growth in all of our markets, said Ideanomics CEO Alf Poor. Kristen has over 20 years of experience creating and delivering strong P&L results through team leadership, along with strong experience combining business and financial strategies with tactical executions to optimize short and long-term gains. She has grown new business around disruptive technologies by identifying, negotiating, and closing global deals. Prior to Ideanomics, Kristen was a partner for DKS Investments, where she consulted for organizations in renewables and tech, including solar plus storage, EV charging, drones, robotics, and SaaS revenue development. Previously, she was Chief Revenue Officer of Pika Energy, which was eventually sold to Generic Power Systems, where she was the SVP of Sales for Generac. Prior to Pika, Kristen was the Vice President and General Manager at AeroVironment of their electric vehicle solutions team. Kristen was named one of Automotive News Electrifying 100, the 100 most influential people in the EV industry, and has closed numerous OEM agreements. I'm excited to be joining Ideanomics to help accelerate the growth of the company and EV adoption in commercial vehicles, said Kristen Helsel, CRO. The company has put together a dynamic team and compelling products. I was attracted by the company's global vision and progress as a leader in the fast-growing commercial EV market, and I'm looking forward to leading Ideanomics revenue development as the business continues to scale. So if you are a shareholder of Ideanomics like myself, this is definitely the kind of news that you like to hear. So for my final thoughts for Ideanomics, this is great news to hear. We already know that, hey, when it comes to switching up management and making changes at the top, it can have a significant impact in regards to how a company can perform. And taking into consideration that she's going to be the chief revenue officer, so she's going to be in charge of sales and making sure, hey, we're going to be bringing in that money so the balance sheet can look good. These are some things that definitely have to be taken into consideration and will definitely be reflected in the stock price as time goes on. And another thing that I want to add on top of this, of course, is the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. Also, what I want to update you guys on as well, the market conditions that you ended up seeing today. Yes, a lot of tech stocks ended up getting hit. And when you see that particular type of thing happen, that's usually an opportunity for you to build out more in positions that you have high conviction in. Also, if you're noticing as well, a lot of the big mover types, so for example, we've seen this with Apple, we've seen this with Twitter. Be aware, a lot of these stocks are moving up, right? So just know what the trends are. There's a lot of rotational shifts that go down inside the stock market, and this happens definitely on a daily, weekly, and a monthly basis. And I want to make sure that you guys are aware of this. When these shifts happen, when a certain sector is not hot and then you have this market volatility on top of that, or you end up seeing pullbacks in certain sectors, that's an opportunity to actually add to your positions or look at some short-term trades or some swing trades. Also, if you're looking at options, this is a way to, you know what, when the stock price is low, you buy your option if you believe the stock price is going to go up. This is how you win inside the market consistently. And the reason why I'm emphasizing this, because I know many of you are saying, well, you know what, man, every time there's a red day, it's an extremely bad thing. It's really not a bad thing at all. It's just an opportunity for anyone who's a shareholder or an investor or anyone who may be a trader to actually get in on the low and then after sell that on the high. And that should be the same idea that you have. Of course, you don't have to do it in the same frequency in regards to the volume of shares, but you need to have that idea as an investor when you're looking at it long term. Because if you have this idea and you're aware of this, then you're going to be able to have a solid cost basis. What's the point of buying a stock when it's near its all-time high or it's at all-time highs when you can buy it when it pulls back or buy it when it's a lot cheaper? Get into this frame of mind. Get into this mindset. Also know how you're building out your positions. If you know you want to spend $1,000 on a particular stock, don't put 1,000 in right on the first try. Instead, what you should be doing is split up your position in 3 to 4 parts. So what this would look like, you'd have 4 opportunities before you could build out your full position in $1,000. And this is using $250. So let's say, for example, you put $250 down today. Then you say, well, you know what, if the stock pulls back 10, 15%, that's when I'm going to do my next 250. Pulls back another 10%, I'm going to do my next 250. When you do it this way, it makes sure that you end up having a good cost average. You could also do this when it's in a bull market as well, but only add when you see that stock pulling back in its overall price. Not every stock that you come across is going to run like crazy back like it did in 2020. That's another thing too. 2020 was definitely an amazing year in the stock market, but going forward, we need to make sure that we're playing this game correctly. And playing it correctly means is making sure that you buy stocks when they're on the low, and then secondly, making sure that you are protecting your profits. And the third thing, if I have to add it, is making sure you have a high conviction in any plays that you have. If you don't have high conviction, or that particular play does not have the KLTs, which is the know, like, and trust, so you got to be able to have those factors checked off before you buy any stock you're going long-term or medium-term on, then if they don't have those factors checked off, then you don't touch them. Right? Because if you don't believe in it, then you're going to sell it when the price goes down. And this is part of the reasons why many of you end up losing money. And that's why I wanted to do this YouTube channel for you guys, so you're aware of that and you know this. Once you're able to get into the habit of taking these principles and these things that I give you, you'll be able to be a lot better and see a lot more success overall in the stock market. Doesn't matter whether it's a bull market or if it's a bear market, you will definitely have the things that you need to succeed long term. That's what I wanted to kind of heavily emphasize with you guys towards the end of this video. But long story short, still bullish on IDEX, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. We'll talk soon.